Now, as for my thoughts on the season, I think that it's been a bit of a weird one. It kind of feels like a season of two halves, with the latter part kind of dragging down the first half. When I tend to write my feelings up on a season as a whole, I go back and look through the past episodes and try and remember how they made me feel. I think though Blood and Cheese was disappointing from what I'd built up in my head from the book, that overall the first was a really good episode. Episode 2 then had the Cargyle twins, which I thought was a great entry as well. 3 was our first episode at Harrenhal, with it also doing a great job of painting it out like a haunted castle. We then had Rhaenyra going to King's Landing to speak with Alicent before 4 took us to the Battle of Rooks Rest. Yay! So I felt like the first half of the season was really solid and there was a strong narrative week to week and back to back. However, it's from this point that things kinda took a turn and we got into some of the plotting. We then started getting Daemon's visions, which at first I thought were really cool. However, it's sort of been the same gimmick every week, with a character being hit over the head with the same lesson. I think when I look back at the season, I'll remember that quite a lot and how much it held up the character development. I feel like a lot of that could have been handled in 1 or 2 episodes instead of the multitude of them that we got. I think that's the case with the Dragon Seeds as well, and I felt pacing wise that the latter part of the season was a bit all over the place. There were obviously high moments like the Dragon Pits and some of the stuff at King's Landing with Aemond and Aegon, and though I sound like I'm bashing it, I still think it was solid. Now though I've hit you over the head with not liking Harrenhal, I think the perfect example that sums up my criticisms of the show are what's happened with Rhaenyra. In the book, the conquering of Sheep Stealer, that takes place over a paragraph. However, here it's been spread out over 3 episodes. I think that could have easily all been put into one scene, and it's weird having these moments spread out across multiple entries. I can imagine, right, if you've just seen the show and not read the book, you keep forgetting about this character and what it is they're up to. Kind of spend like 3 minutes with them, then never see them again until the next week, and I have no idea why they cut it up that way. The latter half kind of makes you forget about the earlier episodes though, and when looking back, they were really strong. So yeah, it's a weird season to judge because I don't think it was bad by any means. I think just tightening up certain bits would have made the show a lot more enjoyable, because I can see how things like the budget and season 3 ideas kind of held things back. I feel like if you were writing this with unlimited money without the promise of season 3, that you'd have put a lot more into it. You probably should have got the Battle of the Gullet or at least the storming of King's Landing, but either they didn't have the money or just wanted to save it for next time, so they had something to tease us with. The series has of course gone from 10 episodes to 8, and I think if we'd had those extra 2, then the season would have been stronger because they would have been forced to include one of those 2 things. Now in terms of acting, I actually think this is the best acted season out of the 2 by quite a bit. Episode 2 especially had a lot of stuff from Aegon, Otto, Rhaenyra and Daemon that really allowed the characters to be pushed. We also had the new blood coming into the show as well. Bringing in new characters can often be difficult, but I felt like the Dragon Seeds worked really well. In the book, they're kind of just like, here they are, mate. Whereas here, we learned about them beforehand. Seeing Ulf as a guy who talks rubbish and then having to basically step up was an interesting way to take him, and we had Hugh's hardships with his family leading to him feeling like a failure. He then had to step up to the mark, and it was a really interesting way to inject the characters into the show. So yeah, I've tried to give you a balanced review here on what I liked and what I didn't like so much. I think looking back, I enjoyed the season overall. I just have a couple of things here and there that I think got dragged to the point of hurting the show as a whole. Hopefully season 3 irons out this pacing, and I think if you know the book, then you'll know season 3 is going to be where a lot of the big stuff happens. Either way, your opinion is what I love to hear now, as I know you guys will have a lot to say. So make sure you drop them below, and huge thank you for all your support throughout the season. One of the main reasons I love covering the show, other than pretending to read from a book, is that you guys are so kind, informative, and full of knowledge on things I don't know. So you really bring a lot to the videos, and huge thank you for all your support throughout the season. It genuinely means a lot to me. Please drop a like as well, and if you want to support the channel as a member of the Spoiler Society, then please consider clicking the join button. For 99 cents a month, you'll get early access to videos, and it goes a massive way towards helping breakdowns like this get made. Huge thank you to everyone who's done it so far, and if you want to pick up some merch, that's right below the video. Now, if you want something else to watch, you've got a breakdown of Deadpool and Wolverine, which will be linked on screen right now. There's lots of things going on in that movie, lots of cameos, Easter eggs, and stuff to talk about, and yeah, if you've seen the film, then head over there after this. Without the way, huge thank you for sitting through the video. I've been your host Paul, aka Sir Spoiledom. You've been the best, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace.